It's November 23rd, 2021, and you are listening to the Take the Over podcast presented by Live Casino. Right on the beat. Welcome, everybody. That is not the right camera angle. I apologize for that. Let's try this again over here.
Hey, right. At least we're on camera this week.
Yeah, we are on camera this week. So welcome, everybody, to the Take the Over sports show. My name is, as always, Derek, and joining me today is, as always, our faithful co-host, Drew Herchko. Drew, how's it going, man?
I'm doing well. I'm doing better than our audio was in our show last week.
Oh, a little rough week for that.
I'm doing better than our bets went this week.
Yes.
I'm doing better, definitely, than your bets went this week.
Yeah, I will say, for the first time in forever, in the history of the podcast in 2021, Drew and I have to report that we had a losing week. We were 5-8.
Asterisk 5-8.
Asterisk 5-8, and the reason there's an asterisk is because right before the Chiefs game kicked off, Chiefs Dallas Cowboys. We were both heavy on the Dallas Cowboys. Drew said, "I'm changing my pick." Before it kicked off, and now we have records of that. There's timestamps. He said, I'm changing my pick. I feel Kansas City's all the way back, and they were, huh?
So really, it was 6-7, but we'll go with 5-8 because that was the picks on the show,
right?
But I did change it before game time because I thought about what that game meant to the Chiefs and kind of what it meant to the Dallas Cowboys. It meant a lot more to the Chiefs than did the Cowboys. I think that was one of the games. The Chiefs have lost some games and played some close games that really shouldn't have been close. They should have won by a lot. And I think that the Dallas game was one that they probably had circled over top of those games. Like that was a game that they've been preparing for.
Game of the week.
Since the beginning of the year. So that was why I thought that they would come out a little bit more prepared, and especially at home. And you can see that if you watch that game back, I have an opinion that Zeke just doesn't have it in some games. I don't know how he picks and chooses, but some games he just doesn't have it. He needs like a big first drive to get himself going in some of those games. And sometimes he'll come out a little flat, and then he'll have a 20-yard carry and followed by a touchdown drive that gets him going. But if he comes out really slowly and then gets stuffed at the line consistently, it's a tough day for him.
He just mentally not strong enough to the mental gymnastics.
Literally go back and watch them run out of the tunnels. They showed it on the broadcast. You watch them run out of the tunnels, you can see the difference between the two teams just getting ready for that game. It's totally
interesting.
Yeah,
interesting. And I will say, the Cowboys were probably due for a game like that. That number one ranked offense is still number one ranked offense, but man, they have not been living up to expectations. So it's gonna be a very interesting Thursday because they play on Thursday. And speaking of Thursday, we have happy Thanksgiving, everybody. It's Thanksgiving week, and we have a big Thursday coming up. We got 3 games. We have a bunch of action happening, and this whole week just in general, just a good week. A ton of college football, a ton of NFL football. We got college basketball. You got hockey. You got everything you want right now. We have, and so this is a great week for sports. So with that being said, we have to tell you that if you're looking for a great place to spend some time this week, between the holiday, Thursday, probably spend that with your family. Friday, you want to go to the mall, but don't want to participate in the mall? Hey, good news. Live Casino is in a mall. So it used to be a Macy's. You'd never be able to tell that now by the way it looks. It's
a long way from a Bon-Ton right now.
Yeah, it is a long way from a Bon-Ton. I'll tell you right now, man, it is the best casino in the city. I'll say that even with the rebranding of the other one, we won't mention names, but not even close, man. You go into that casino and you're like, this is impressive. From the moment you walk in there, their sports book is honestly second to none. If you're looking for a fun place to watch some games this weekend, spend some time away from your family because after Thursday, you're probably going to be sick of your family. Just go ahead and hop down to the Live Casino right there. It's Live Casino Pittsburgh, technically. It's in Greensburg, so you don't even have to deal with the Pittsburgh traffic. You don't have to deal with any of the holiday traffic. Just go down there, watch some games on their 2-story media wall. I promise you won't regret it.
Retail stores are only good for maybe 2 days a year.
Okay.
One of them I don't know. The other one's Black Friday. So you're in a casino attached to a mall. Just take what we give you for Thursday.
There you go.
Use that.
There you go.
And then just cash your voucher and go straight into the mall. And then there's some great Black Friday deals.
What was that?
You heard what I said. There's some great Black Friday deals that you can purchase with your winnings.
Yeah, get straight to the KitchenAid if you want to, man. You don't have to worry about that at all. Also, really interesting show today because we're trying something for the first time, so hopefully this doesn't backfire. We have a guest co-host today.
That's how the Cowboys came out of the tunnel. That's how.
Is that it?
Hope this doesn't backfire.
All right, so bet against us today.
Yep.
We have a guest host today on our podcast. A friend of ours. He spends a lot of time watching UFC. Spends a lot of time in Florida. He lives in Florida now. He's our old roommate in college and sports enthusiast, I'll say. And then sports betting became legal in Florida, so we decided to bring him on because, as we all say, Florida man bets sports is gonna be joining us here today. Mr. Harley Shane Cox is gonna be joining us here in just a few minutes, and he's gonna run through some picks with us that he likes and some picks with us that we like. Now that we got all the heavy lifting out of the way. Drew, anything else before we go ahead and get started?
No, I can't wait to talk to Harley.
Okay. All right. Very excited for this?
Yes, I'm very excited for it.
All right. Well, let's
You did a good intro because that got me excited for it.
Did it? Yeah. All right. Well, let's get him on here. I gotta text him and let him know that he's ready to go. Can
you think of a better 12:30 Thursday Thanksgiving game than the Lions at home against the Bears?
Yeah, I think if my niece played 5-year-old soccer, I think that would be a better game. But we are getting. Let me get this set up here. That is not a submarine. That is what the. All right. There we go. I think you're good now. Let's try it here. Let's see. All right. Hey, can you hear us?
Yeah. What's up, boys?
All right.
Harley Shane.
Drew says hello.
What's going on, buddy?
Not a whole lot. What's going on with you?
No, we're just living the dream down here.
You couldn't have said that any more unbelievable if you wanted to. Harley, welcome to the show here. I don't know if you've ever been part of something the production like this. What we do is we just give people free money. So there's a lot of responsibility here. Your picks matter. The people of the internet will let you know when you're wrong, and if you do screw up, which I'm not saying you will be forever tarnished, and people will hate you globally.
That's fine. I'm good with that.
It's not an easy life to lead.
he said that's fine. I got nothing to live for. This is fine. Harley, you look great. Drew can't see you, but he'll take my word for it. So joining us right now, Harley Shane Cox, Florida man bets sports, and so we're just gonna kick it right. We're just gonna kick it right off and go right into Thursday. We got Thursday action today. Not today. In 2 days we have Thursday action, and we start off. Drew said you start off. Could you think of a better line to start off with than the Chicago Bears against the Detroit Lions? The Andy Dalton, the Red Rocket, is back. He's going to be starting this game, and who the hell knows of what the other quarterback's going to be?
So you have the 0-8-1 Lions versus the 3-5 Bears.
Yes,
and with at least backup quarterbacks. Lions maybe go third string. So that's what I see that we got the Bears. FanDuel has the Bears -3 on the road. Harley, had you looked at this game yet?
Yeah, I'm avoiding it like the plague.
Not for you?
I don't like Andy Dalton one bit, so I just
Sorry, Andy.
And the Lions stink.
Jeez, I mean, maybe Andy Dalton's listening to the show right now, and he's really offended now. He's like, "There's some guy in Florida." Well, if Tim Boyle starts, that is you hammer Chicago, right? Did you see the?
No, it's not that simple. You have the Lions at home. They're 0-8-1. It's the Thanksgiving Day game. They're
0-9-1.
They're 0-9-1.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's what they're going against. They're going against a backup quarterback for the other team, trying to get the head coach's first win. It's not that simple.
Matt Nagy is getting fired after this game,
Oh,
regardless
man.
of the situation. That's what someone said. I read that today. I don't know how true it is. Let me tell you the Tim Boyle story because I think this is a good one. This man might be the most unqualified NFL quarterback to ever take the field. All right. Even terrible quarterbacks usually have a good college career, right? They usually are pretty good college athletes. Not Tim Boyle. Let me tell you about Tim Boyle. Tim Boyle started at UConn, played 3 seasons for UConn. Here's his stat line. 1 touchdown, 13 interceptions. All right. Then he transferred to Eastern Kentucky because like maybe UConn's just too good of a powerhouse, and so he goes to Eastern Kentucky for his senior year. You're thinking, oh, he probably lit it up at Eastern Kentucky, right? No, he did not. He threw 11 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Now you're thinking, well, he's probably really mobile. That's probably why he got drafted, right? He's probably why he's mobile. He's really mobile. No, he's not. He's in all 4 years of college, he has rushed for a combined negative 162 yards. This guy, he's signed as an undrafted free agent with the Green Bay Packers, and where he almost beat Aaron Rodgers out. Probably, they left that part out of the Wikipedia page. And then he signed with the Lions and almost beat the Browns last week. This guy stinks. This guy's bad. If he starts,
thank you so much, first of all, for looking up the stats.
Oh, you had, I had
Tim
to.
Boyle.
I had to. It was a Wikipedia page, which I'm certain was edited by his mother. I'm certain, that's the only person that knows that much about Tim Boyle. So for me, this is I'm all over the Bears if it's at -3. It is -3 right now.
Yes, it is. That's correct.
If Tim Boyle starts, I'm all over the Bears -3.
So they got David Blau and Steven Montez. What's wrong with Blau?
I think they just really like Tim Boyle. Hasn't he shown you enough? I mean, he threw for 45 yards last week.
That's Tim Boyle. A good one to live bet. Let that one get off first and see what it does.
Are you gonna do a live bet? Is that how you're feeling on that?
Yeah, let's see how they look coming out the gate, because exactly what happened with the Cowboys this past week, and things went bad. I'm just glad I'm not the only one that had a rough Sunday.
Did you have a bad Sunday?
I had a real bad Sunday.
We had a great Saturday though.
Great Saturday.
We should tell people about that. We had a great Saturday.
Go ahead.
We had
curious.
We had Air Force -1. Hit that with the FanDuel Super Boost. It was Air Force to win and Houston to win. Air Force went into 4 overtimes?
3 overtimes. They went into the shootout overtime.
They went into that 2-point conversion shootout overtime. Which why doesn't the NFL let that happen? The NFL should do that, or just do field goal kicks.
I like from the 25 for every overtime, but that's a different discussion. Go ahead.
Yeah. But and then we were up to 1 in the. Well, I was up to 12, and then Harley stayed up till 1 in the morning because he just became a father, so he doesn't have any responsibilities.
Congratulations, Harley.
So it went into so Air Force wins, gets us some money going. Houston won, gets us some money going to Saturday. I think we were 5 for 6. We shared picks on Saturday, went 5 for 6 on Saturday, and then just fucking donated it all back on Sunday.
Every dime.
Oh man, I was more down than just my ex-girlfriends after prom.
I was I do like before all that. Congratulations on the good Saturday, by the way.
Thank you.
Sorry about your Sunday.
That's
again.
all right.
But the waiting for a live line in that game and just watching kind of how that game plays out, I think is a great call. It's not great for podcasting, but it is a great call.
Yeah.
If Jared Goff is starting, I probably won't touch that game. I'll probably take a prop bet somewhere along the way. If Goff is out, if he's not starting, there's no way. Chicago looked way better when Andy Dalton came in.
I think this could be the game that we look back on at the end of the year and say, wow, that was the game with the most turnovers of any game in the NFL.
I don't think anybody's looking back on this game. I don't think there's a way. There's no chance that someone looks back on this game and be like, man, I'm really glad I won. The only reason you watch this game is because your family started talking about politics and you're like, and started blaming Biden for the gas price, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna go watch football while my racist grandfather tells us what happened. So I'm. The other thing is right now, for whatever it's worth, is the Lions are getting 75% of the money and 62% of the tickets. So usually when the public's pretty heavy on something like that, it's always good to go the other way.
Yeah,
I
like the idea of waiting for the live line.
Okay,
I'm gonna stick with that.
All right,
good call, Harley.
So what happens in the live line that pushes you, either one of you?
You just watch the game. You see who's playing, how they're playing.
Yeah, but the line moves then. So are you saying if the Lions get up That line's going to probably go to like if they score a touchdown on their first drive, that line's going to go to what, like -4.
Well, it was like the Steelers
Lions?
like the Steelers game. Whenever it was they were down by 17 and plus 10.5 was plus 150.
You hit that?
And then that's and then they lost by 4. So
Primetime dogs.
So that's just the example of like you kind of have a feeling how a game is going to go. At a certain point, whether it's after the first couple of drives, like in the case of the Cowboys, you could tell that they maybe didn't have it, and then you can tell maybe late in the game, Steelers are down by 17 late. Like what do you think is going to happen?
Garbage time points.
Yeah, so it's that type of stuff. Finding that kind of value is that's why we can't say it on the podcast, and it doesn't really matter.
So you're not taking anything then.
But I'm just looking for that. I mean, everybody has that feeling watching a game it's just going one way or it's going another way.
So neither of you are taking anything for this game. Is that what
not
I'm hearing?
Not until the game starts at 12:30.
All right.
Maybe not until like 1:45. Check in with me then.
All right. I'm gonna say Bears -3 if Goff's not starting. So there's an asterisk there. Goff out. Bears -3. What's the second game of the day is actually not a bad game. Second game of the day, we got Raiders at Cowboys -7.5, over under 50.5. Thoughts? Harley, thoughts on this one?
Obviously, I like the Cowboys, but after they hurt us Sunday, it's hard to trust them. We always have trust issues. I don't know. I don't know. Not sure where my line's at. They're at what? They're giving 7.5 now, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'd probably tease that down to 6.5 or 7, so if they get a touchdown to give.
I don't mind that. That if depending on what the tease is. I mean, you could even tease down to 7 and be fine because then it's at worst a push. Cowboys are still 8-2 against the spread this year, 4-1 at home. 4-1 as a home favorite. Cowboys are going to be most likely going to be without some of their weapons. Cooper's definitely out. He's got the vid, or was close contact, or has it. I'm not sure. Whichever that is. CeeDee Lamb, concussion protocol, which is like short week. Is he going to get out of concussion protocol? We'll find out. So they're probably going to lean heavy on the run with Zeke, and Drew just mentioned that Zeke sometimes he doesn't come out hot in games. The Raiders are 29th on rush defense, giving up 132 yards. The Cowboys are the 5th best team in rushing the ball in football this year. Cowboys looked bad in 2 of their last 3 games, though. They've looked pretty bad. And Kansas City suddenly the hottest team in the NFL. I don't know how that happened. Their offense has cooled off. They've scored 20 points one time in the last 4 weeks. And the Raiders have the 3rd best pass defense in the NFL.
Really?
Sorry, 3rd best pass offense in the NFL. That's my fault. They have the 3rd best pass offense in the NFL. So I mean, Derek Carr's he's slinging a little bit this year. Cowboys are getting 93% of the money and 78% of the tickets. I'm gonna make a pick here. I'm gonna say give me the Raiders plus 7.5.
That's probably a good call.
I think they backdoor cover unless they win, but I think they backdoor cover this.
So I look back at Derek Carr's stats, and he's kind of
still top 5.
He's been on the decline for the last 5 weeks in terms of yards.
Sure.
And then I think that kind of points to like he's going to have a kind of a bounce back game because he's been on the decline. But also you think of that whole. I mean, the Raiders franchise is kind of.
It's been on a decline.
Yeah, it's they've had a tough couple of news weeks in the past month or so. So it's you don't know what's it like in that locker room, right? With
that's a good question.
With everything that's going on,
that's a good question.
There's a lot at play there. Actually, that line just locked on FanDuel. I can't make any
something
plays.
Something must have happened.
So that's that line just went to locked. It was a plus 7.5. For the Raiders last added up. I don't know what's coming up.
Who's got COVID?
That could be a good point too. So there's all these things in play. I think just for all of your same reasoning, I like Raiders plus 7.5 as well.
Raiders plus 7.5.
I think that we have Carr with kind of a bounce back week, emerging as the captain. He's going to play a great quarterback this week. He's going to act like one and talk like one and throw like one. And so okay, so we don't take unders on the show, but if somebody that would take it under. Derek Carr did have a fumble last week, so if there's an under on 0.5 for fumbles, for the last 10 weeks, he's had a fumble, no fumble, fumble, no fumble. So he fumbles 1 week, and then the next week he thinks, I better not fumble this game. so he doesn't.
Interesting. He's got every other game he fumbles the ball.
Yeah, every other game. So he just fumbled last week.
I do think that that Zeke is also Zeke's actually a little hurt too. He is expected to play. A little left knee issue there. So if not, Tony Pollard will get a lot of the touches here. So if you're going to bet anytime touchdown score, Pollard's probably the guy. Or just avoid that completely. Just 7.5.
The one thought that I had against your thought for the Raiders plus 7.5 was that maybe Zeke was taking it a little easy. Like, because he knew he had a short week.
I don't think
you're going to be banged up. You're going to be on national TV. You got to jump on national TV
last week.
You got to jump in the Salvation Army bucket this weekend. You have to
jump in the Salvation Army bucket.
He has to do it. So it's.
I don't think
maybe
so.
It is a big week for Zeke. That was my only thought to going against your plus 7.5.
Last week was a big week for Zeke. You're playing the Kansas City Chiefs. Man, the Cowboys when they go cold. They go cold.
It's no good.
And that's the scary thing because, like, hey, they can put up a ton of points. They can play with anybody. And then they can also just lose that. They're like the Bills. Which leads us into our next game, actually, surprisingly enough. We got Bills at Saints. I'm going to ask you this. I'll start with Drew, and then I'll ask Harley. What is your favorite part of Thanksgiving?
Probably the nap after the food.
Oh, that is a good nap.
Probably the nap after.
That is a good nap. Harley, what's your favorite part of Thanksgiving?
I'm more of a eating the food guy.
Yeah. Can't tell by your chins. You're an eating the food guy? Or big food eater over there?
I enjoy the food.
All right. I'll tell you what mine is this year is
I don't remember anybody asking you.
It's the I set it up so I could ask myself because I knew you guys were ignorant and wouldn't do that because you're shitty friends. I lived with you guys for 4 years. I know you're not good people. I will tell you right now, it is the best part of Thanksgiving is not the turkey. It's not the mashed potatoes. It's not the dessert. It is the Bills minus 5.5 against the Saints. The Bills have not beaten a good team yet this year. Thankfully, the Saints are not a good team this year. The Saints have a good defense, and that's about it. Kamara's probably still going to be out. You have Trevor Siemian in there at quarterback. Taysom Hill just got a big contract extension, and no one knows why. I don't know. They played great against bad offenses, which New Orleans has. The Bills' defense has played really good against bad offenses. I just don't think there's anything. There's no reason to overthink this one. Just Bills minus 5.5. In fact, when I was writing this, as I was writing this little blurb for this show today, it started at 4.5, and by the time I was done writing this, it got to 5.5. So if you like this one, get it now. Go ahead.
FanDuel just moved this to minus 6.
Did it really?
Yep.
I should stop talking about this game.
As we were speaking.
Every time I talk about this game, I still like it at 6. I still if it's below a touchdown, I'll take the Bills. They're due for like a big just show out game on national television.
Yeah, I think
you were Super Bowl favorites.
Easy enough. I'm with you. It's sold.
All right, deal. Harley?
The only reason I'm hesitant on the Bills is just what they did to us last week. I mean, that 41-15 loss to the Colts is rough. Now, granted, Jonathan Taylor's a tank.
He is a tank.
It's very hard to stop him.
He is.
But I think I'm with you. The Saints are very bad at football.
They're not great.
I think I would take them at minus 6.
The Bills at minus 6.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Also, for what you're about to say is the Bills hurt us last week. I was on the Colts plus 13.5 and a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. Remember I made that pick on the show,
yes.
and that hit early.
Yeah.
That hit. You could go to sleep on that one early. So you guys are all both in on the Bills minus 6. Guys, if you like this one right now, I'm telling you, I could see this getting to 7.5 before the game starts.
It just changed, and it's at minus 6 is even money. It's
I don't love it if you're giving more than a touchdown. If you're gonna give more than a touchdown, just make it part of a teaser, and take something else with it, just to get like 6-point teaser or something like that. But I think the Bills handle themselves here and get it done the way that the Lord intended. All right, it wouldn't be Thanksgiving without Buffalo, which is basically Canada. And
they're going to travel well too. They'll go to New Orleans. There'll be a bunch of people from Buffalo and New Orleans just on Thanksgiving Day. Like, oh, that would be fun. Go to the game.
You think?
Have a dinner. Buffalo fans are they are
crazy.
As well as the Steelers travel. I would argue that the Bills travel just as well. I wouldn't say better, but they travel just as well.
I don't know. Steelers fans.
The Steelers fans are the best. So Bills fans travel just as well as Steelers fans. Steelers fans are the best. Number one.
Bills fans, I think, are excited because they have been so bad for so long.
But that's the thing about Bills fans is like Steelers fans have enjoyed this success. Bills fans have endured all this heartbreak, so they are for real.
Jim Kelly.
I would say there's more diehard Bills fans.
Oh yeah, no one's throwing themselves through. No one's even jumping in rivers in Pittsburgh.
Like it's the equivalent of doing that for the Pirates because of how poor the Pirates play. It's like the Bills fans are that crazy, like they are that supportive of their team.
Wow, we don't have to worry about that. We don't have to worry about the Pirates being good. The Pirates are so bad, man.
Shout out Rays. Wander Franco signed him for 11 years with a 12th year option.
Drew's a Rays fan, by the way.
Harley are coming down in the spring for the Tampa Bay opening day.
Come on down. I got a bed for you.
Let's go.
It's his.
All right, the floor's fine.
So I hope you like snoring. Any other lines jump out? So that was our Thursday. So our Thursday, we have no pick on the Bears and the Detroit Lions. A lot of people are on the Lions though. A lot of public money's on the Lions. So just let that sway you. We have the Raiders at plus 7.5. We're all on that. And we have the Bills at -6 right now. Was it -5 when I wrote this down? So hop on that right now. Hop on that now. I think I was upstairs, that noise.
Okay.
Yeah, you didn't do anything. Any other lines? Harley, any lines stick out to you?
I was looking for the papers.
Oh, okay.
Got to get the papers.
For Thursday.
What's that?
Just for Thursday.
No. Just for the whole weekend now. We're opening it up to the entire weekend now.
You know, I always like Jonathan Taylor to get a touchdown, but they're at Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay's got the #1 run defense in the league, so that's
suspect at best.
Super hesitant to take that, but Atlanta, last I looked, was giving a point when they're going to Jacksonville.
How's that make you feel?
Atlanta came off that super tough loss, so I think they're going to try to get it back. So I like taking Atlanta, and Jacksonville's very bad.
Jacksonville is bad. There's no doubt about that. Jacksonville's the kind of team you just. This is why I hate being a New York Jets fan, because if the Jets had the #1 overall pick and they took Trevor Lawrence, and Trevor Lawrence was performing the way he is in Jacksonville right now, he would be getting crucified. Oh, the Jets ruined the best quarterback prospect to come out since Jesus. You know what I mean? Like, and meanwhile, he's not doing anything in Jacksonville. They've won 2 games. He's not performed well all year long. Their defense actually kept them in some games. They beat the Bills without scoring a touchdown. They're not. Yeah, for me, it's not. I don't know, because both of these teams could just come out so flat. It's so hard. Are you looking up stats for that?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Give us some numbers here
for T-Law.
So we're looking for the Atlanta Falcons. We're looking at Atlanta Falcons, but yeah, we'll take some Trevor Lawrence stats here. But we're looking at Atlanta Falcons and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
All right. So Trevor Lawrence on the year. I mean, you could make it out to be like defendable on paper, but it's still nothing great. So we've got Trevor Lawrence. He's 58.4% completion percentage, 2,100 yards. Whenever the league leaders are around, like Derek Carr's are 3,000, over 3,000.
3,500, I think.
So it's 214 yards per game, averaging 8 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, sacked 19 times in 10 games, 5 fumbles, and 8 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. I think
8 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Yeah. Meanwhile, Mac Jones probably has.
Derek, why don't you just spin the dial
I'm
for a second?
I'm gonna tell you some stats here about this game here.
Mac Jones is he's 70% completion percentage.
All right,
2,500 yards, 2,540, 14 touchdowns, 8 interceptions.
So it's not. I mean, it's not amazing.
No,
but
he only started getting good like in the last 4 weeks. You could argue that.
Yeah, that's true. His defense is playing great around him. Atlanta. So this is what's so hard about this matchup. Atlanta is 30th in total yards per game, 20th in passing yards, 30th in rushing yards, 27th in points, and 20th in third down percentage. All right. Now, Jacksonville is 27th in total yards, 24th in passing yards, 17th in rushing yards, 31st in points. So this team. Their defenses are both very bad. But if you're gonna make me pick, if I were to have to pick this game, I would say you got to go with the better quarterback, and that's clearly Matt Ryan. He's done it longer. He's proven himself. How do you feel about this? Drew?
To me first. I think that's I already wrote it down because I like it a lot. I even looked at past Thursday yet, so it was my first look into Sunday, and that was a really good call. Falcons. The fact that we all like it so much, it means it's only going to end up like the Cowboys.
What do you mean? The Cowboys played great. The Cowboys were great. 9 points. Man, they could get handled on Thursday.
Who?
The Cowboys. There's just so many injuries. They could get handled on Thursday, honestly. Because the Raiders are one of those sneaky teams where they beat the Ravens, first week and second week of the season, and the Ravens were next to Jesus. You know what I mean? Like that could be a. I don't know. I don't want to spoil anything.
We've already beat that horse to death.
You're right. How about this one? Eagles minus 3.5 at the Giants. We saw the Giants play last night. The Giants playing last night, we could just go ahead and say it was not very good. The Dogs were like 7-3 or 8-2 on Monday Night Football. So I was like, well, give me the Giants. You know what I mean? They're getting 11.5 points, and turns out not even close to enough.
Yeah, you just thought the line was so huge that the Giants were like destined to win.
Yeah, or they're just like a backdoor cover, or not ruin my entire account. So I looked at that, and the Eagles are playing great. The Eagles just handled the Saints. The Eagles right now. Okay, so since 2019, the Giants are 5-11 against the spread as a home underdog. The Giants have been all over the place. They're 2-4 in their last 6 weeks, and the Eagles have been heating up offensively. In their last 4 games, they've scored 44, 24, 30, and 40. Something about this Sirianni offense has been clicking. Barkley just doesn't seem to have it this year. Offense is struggling, and Jones, if he gets pressured, he just throws it right to the other team. That interception. Did you watch that game?
Unfortunately, yeah, I watched glimpses of it.
That interception, he just threw it right to the defensive lineman. Just couldn't have. He might as well have just handed it off to him. And they just fired Jason Garrett, their offensive coordinator. So who's calling the plays there? Joe Judge?
I don't think anybody was to begin with. I mean, Jason Garrett's proven time and time again that teams can succeed without him as much as they can with him. So it's that's not super surprising. I am going to miss the head tilting at the camera. I mean, that's just an iconic look. Yep. Whenever the zoom, there's a pick, whenever there's an interception, they zoom in on Jason Garrett just tilting his head at the camera.
You find somebody who loves you the way that Jerry Jones loves. I'm blanking. Miles or Jason Garrett.
Yeah.
You find somebody who loves you like that because he was like, I can't fire him. He's like my son. And then he's like, but by the way, I'm firing you. You're going to go to the Giants and work out for a season and a half there. So I'm all over the Eagles minus 3.5. All over that.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I already had that one written down, mainly off the news that they fired Garrett and nobody's calling the plays in New York. So
it's gonna be sketchy.
Yeah, I like taking the Eagles at minus 3.5 for sure.
And the Giants' defense is just bad enough for Jalen Hurts to go over his rushing yards.
Yeah,
that's how you feel about that, Drew.
I'll talk about that at a later portion of the show.
All right. I think we figured out Drew's bet to pick this week, which I'm actually shocked because I thought we would be on the same one again this week, but we are not. No. So Harley, just to fill you in, there at the end of the show, you have to make your bet the Haas pick, which is your most confident bet of the week. Drew and I historically have been very good at them. In 2021, we've been very bad at them.
I think I'm about 500.
I
think I'm 5-5.
You're 5-5.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know, like 3-7. It's not good over here.
Well, I guess we didn't do one last week on the show.
Right. Well, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, last week on the show.
Yeah. The week before that.
We did.
We didn't. Yeah. So is any other game stick out to you that won't step on your bet the Haas pick? That's or Drew, any game stick out to you? I have a few more written down. So I just wanted to see where you guys want to go.
Well, we saw Justin Herbert run all over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Did you see that? That was a good performance.
He did get chased down by Cam Hayward, who's a big man,
and they had a.
And he got punched.
I never thought that was a punch.
Easy with that.
I never thought that was a punch.
What do you mean easy with that? He got punched.
I never thought that was an intentional punch.
Falling very quickly.
Yep.
What do you mean?
That was not intentional.
That's disgusting.
That was not an intentional punch.
He should be fined for assault. Are you kidding me? He could have killed him.
Anywho's, I thought
that was
he had
worse
a great
than
game.
the Mason Rudolph.
The Chargers.
Helmet to the head.
I won't stand for this slander. I'm going to rise above it. The Chargers looked really good against the Steelers. They had like a Steeler-esque ending to the game where they scored a late touchdown to put themselves ahead, and then the defense had to win the game for them, and they did. The defense shut down Pittsburgh, and that was that. So I thought it was kind of interesting that they had a very Steeler-like ending to that. The Chargers did, and I think that game Chargers -2.5 at Denver. I mean, unless there's issues with altitude that I don't know, then I think that Chargers are going to.
I mean, Justin Herbert's a member of the FAA. What is it? The FFA, the Future Farmers of America, the FFA. You think he cares about height, altitude? He knows what kind of soil you can grow.
I don't know the guy.
You don't know the guy. No. Do a little research. You're co-host on a sports betting show. Do a little research on the guy. Sorry.
Maybe we can ask him.
Maybe we should ask him. Someone call him.
All right.
I will say that I will talk about this game at a later portion. And Harley, so how do you feel about this game?
I have this one written down as well. I mean, I think you saw the difference between having a mobile quarterback and a new mobile quarterback. Justin just ran through our defense, and Ben, his knees are worse than mine. That's saying something.
That is saying something.
They're very bad, and I get Steelers defense was without our major Watt, but it was interesting to see what a team could do with a mobile quarterback, and then what Steelers could do without one.
As long as his knees aren't worse than your feet smell, I think that's probably the worst thing.
So are you in on the Chargers -2.5?
I am in on the Chargers. I like that. I think last I looked, they were given 2.5.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm in on that one as well.
Yeah, I'm still -2.5 on FanDuel right now.
All right.
Yeah.
I think that's when you.
It's -118 though, so it's moving to -3.
That's one you hop in on right now if you want to grab that 2.5. I don't think 3 is a bad play, but 2.5, maybe wait till it gets to 3, then you get that less juice on it. -110. Jesse has hit us up in the chat and said, "Where are we at with the beard bet?" Jesse, I have bad news. He's teetering. So if Drew doesn't go above 500 on his bet the Haas picks, he has to shave his beard, Harley. So now you're caught up on this, and he looks like an asshole without his beard. So I don't even remember what his chin looked like, but I remember it wasn't good. That's why he grew the beard. He's at 500. Yeah, no, he grows a little bit better than the beard than we do, but he's at 500 right now, Jesse, with like what 6 weeks left, 7 weeks left in the NFL season. Well, that's not true because we have playoffs. So we'll give you a chance to.
Oh wow! So we're going past the regular season.
That was different than the initial.
The initial fantasy football. The initial thought was okay.
Yeah,
so we'll go through the whole
season.
Wow.
Yeah. So Jesse, it's not looking great right now. I don't know if you ever saw Drew without a beard, but
no, he has not.
Well, Jesse, you better hope he wins out. All right, because it's not good. So you guys are both on the Chargers -2.5.
Yes.
I will be on them at a later portion of the show as well. I'm going to throw this one out at you because I just don't know what to think here. I'm not going to give a pick on this one. Just going to say that right now. I just want to hear some thoughts on this one. Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Indianapolis Colts. Colts are getting 2.5 points.
Now 3.
Is it at Tampa Bay or is it?
It's in Indianapolis.
It's Indianapolis.
Indianapolis.
Okay. So. Man, this is a tough one because Brady's looked good last week. He's looked bad 2 weeks previous to that. He looked good last week. Carson Wentz. I mean, is Indianapolis the hottest team in the NFL right now? I mean,
yeah, I think they're very good.
I
thought they were very good at the beginning of the year, and now they're turning into the team that I thought that they were.
I'm not sold yet.
Going to be.
I'm not because these are still like your Atlanta Falcons. They look good you're like, oh, I could see how they could win that game.
But 41-15 over the Bills. That was convincing.
The Bills haven't beat a good team yet this year.
That was convincing.
The Bills have not beat a good team yet this year. They haven't. They just have not. They've been very good at beating bad teams, and any team with a good defense really figures out Buffalo. So, do you guys have picks for this one? Harley?
I was going to speak about that in a later portion of the show.
Oh, wow. Wow. He was like coming in. He's like, I'm going to take the toughest game of the week. I'm going to make out my bet to Haas pick.
I like Colts +3 here. I'm gonna take Colts +3. I gotta ride with my dogs. My dogs.
So my concern is for that. My concern for that is Jonathan Taylor. The offense runs through Jonathan Taylor, right? He's been very good. Vita Vea is coming back. Tampa Bay has the best rush defense in the NFL. teams beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers by passing the ball because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have one of the worst pass defenses in the NFL. So if they can shut down Jonathan Taylor and make Carson Wentz has done some dumb things with the football this year. He's done some bad.
Maybe the dumbest.
He threw a left-handed interception that I've never seen before.
Oh, the option one was the best.
Yeah, where like
his blooper reel at the end of the season is going to be great.
It's going to be great. Going to be great. Yep. And so if you're going to this is why I can't pick this game because I want the Colts to win. I don't want Tom Brady to succeed. But at the same time, if you're going to make me pick between the greatest of all time or Carson Wentz to win a game, I would probably have to go with Tom Brady. That's why I'm not picking this game. I'm just going to be a fan.
Yeah, I did talk spoke poorly of Tom Brady last week with my bet the house pick being the Giants.
And he fucking heard you.
Yeah.
He heard you.
I don't know if I want to. That's why I'm not doing any of that bet the house stuff, Tom. If you're listening to it, it's not bet the house. It's just the regular pick. So
it's just a garage.
It's +3. Yeah, it's +3. You can still win the game. Just
all right.
Yeah.
All right. Any other lines stick out to anybody?
I'm not touching it, but on my sports book, I just saw that the Packers went from giving 1 to giving half a point.
All right, so it's basically a pick 'em now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Against the Rams?
They got LA at home, so I don't know. That Minnesota game was all over the place. You couldn't follow it.
How you feel about this game?
That's very interesting because now FanDuel has this trending at -1, Packers -1 trending to -1.5. So it's something
interesting.
That,
all right, so your sports book is
but it is an interesting game because there's two teams coming off of two less than stellar performances last week.
Whoa, Green Bay had a great game last week.
They want to.
They should have won that game.
They didn't. So that's what.
They should have won. It was a bad call.
Is it a great
bad call?
Great question. Is it a great game if you don't win?
Yeah. The Jets play a lot of great games if they don't win.
That makes more sense now. Okay. This makes more sense.
The Jets play great
no,
games.
you said enough. This makes a whole lot of sense to me right now. Okay.
So where you
continue?
Are you feel anything?
I like the Rams. I like the Rams in this game. I think the Rams are going to have the bigger comeback than Green Bay. I think Green Bay is going to. I don't know. They have that whatever.
Well, let's have some fun. Harley's a no decision.
No,
You're on the Rams.
I think I would go for the Packers just because I think they're going to come. Like going back home, they got a chip on their shoulder. I think Rodgers going to come out slinging it.
Yes,
so
sir.
I like the Packers at home.
Yes, sir. Same here. I am all in on the Packers. Are you kidding me? Aaron Rodgers didn't lose that game. He fought back,
but the team lost the game.
But listen, they didn't because it was Aaron Rodgers. Through who would you rather have in a situation to really like win you a game, Aaron Rodgers or Kirk Cousins? You're taking Aaron Rodgers every time. He did win in that game. He got and then the defense gets a stop when it was either it was an interception that got called back because of a pass interference or like a roughing the passer or something like that. It was really a bad call. So what you're also forgetting is a few things. Jared Goff. He's playing like Jared Goff.
Wow,
right now.
careful.
He's playing like
careful.
Jared Goff.
No.
Yeah, Matt Stafford.
No quarterback deserves that. No quarterback deserves to be compared to Jared Goff. Go ahead.
Well, Matt Stafford deserves it because he played like shit last week, and he's playing bad. Woods is out for the season, so it's OBJ and Cooper Kupp. We'll have to carry it here, and the Packers are getting healthier, and their defense is probably one of the best defenses in the NFL. Packers, since the beginning of October, they've allowed 22 points one time. One time since October. That's pretty good. So feed me Rodgers, Dillon, Adams, Jones, and whoever else they want to put on the field because he's just going to make them better. Things are going to get really hot in LA if they get blown out this weekend. It's going to get really hot in LA if they get blown out this week because you spent so much money in free agency. You spent so much money on draft just spent so much draft capital. It's not going to be good.
It's not going to be that hot in LA. It's not going to be that hot in LA because they're not going to get blown out because the Rams +1 trending to +1.5 is that's the correct pick.
And the only reason I don't think it's going to be a shootout is because I just think that the defense for the Packers is that good. They can just contain them.
They've had 2 weeks to prepare. They had a bye week this past week. So does that mean a difference?
They lost to the 49ers.
That was on the 15th.
Oh. They didn't play last week?
No. Not 2 days ago.
I don't think you can bet against Aaron Rodgers.
I think you very well can.
I don't think you can bet against it. Harley agrees.
I think Rams on 2 weeks rest. On a week rest.
I don't
I don't think so.
Now, are there concerns? How big? Okay, I'm interested in this discussion. How big of a role do you think weather plays in a team that's from LA? Even though the people on the team are from everywhere, how used do they get to playing and practicing in 70-degree weather, and then maybe going to a Lambeau that's
They're playing in LA. Is it?
No, they're not.
It's in Green Bay.
Oh, it's in Green Bay.
Yeah, that's why I said they're playing in Green Bay.
Okay,
That was the next thing I was going to say. This is in Green Bay and an outdoor game in LA. Those LA boys, they might not like the cold weather all that much.
Well, Matt Stafford spent his entire career in Detroit
in a dome.
So, that's right. It is in a dome.
Fucking feed me the Packers. What are you guys even talking about them? Why are you even defending the Rams? No, I'm curious. I just want to have the discussion on how big of a role do you think weather plays in that? Even though the team is from LA, but the people on the team are from Colorado and New York and
I'll ask you
cold climates.
You ever go to Florida for a week in February? And then you're like, oh, this feels good. And then you come back to Pittsburgh and you're like, oh, this sucks. I mean, like that's literally what, even if it's just for a small portion of time, your blood thins out. I can
speak from a lot of experience here. I lived down here for 5-6 years now. If I go back up in the winter, I'm dying in April.
Muscles contract a little bit more. They don't want to get hit as much because they're trying, and Green Bay's used to it. They're like, well, yeah, and the energy feeding behind them on the defensive side because they're at home at Lambeau Field. Give me that Lambeau lead.
Listen,
baby.
You've talked me into Green Bay, but I cannot change my pick. I have to take the Rams +1, right. Dreading to 1.5.
Who makes worse decisions? Jesse wants to know: Dimes or Wentz? Danny Dimes or Carson Wentz?
I mean, you could play the blooper reels for each of them, and they're equally horrible.
Who's the better quarterback?
Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz by a lot.
Well, it depends how you define quarterback, because I think Daniel Jones is more mobile. Like, he can run for 80 in a game.
Yeah, but if you had to pick one to win you a game right now.
I'd Carson Wentz.
Harley?
Carson Wentz.
Yeah. But I do think Danny Dimes makes some bad decisions. I think they both make some bad decisions. I think it's going to be fun to watch them either way. Yeah, give me the Packers. Harley's on the Packers.
We talked about that Daniel Jones last night. We bet on him to get over 21.5 yards. They run a designed run play where he gets 8 yards and they never run it again.
They never even looked at him again.
Why? I don't understand why. Like, I understand they don't know we bet on that.
And then they fired their offensive coordinator because you must have wrote a letter.
That's probably why.
Did you write a letter?
I did.
God, I hope that. You know what I hope now happens? You know what I hope happens now?
Tell me.
I hope that fucking game ends in a tie. Rams, Green Bay Packers.
Rams +1 trending to 1.5 is looking even better and better.
Yeah, that doesn't help me if it ends in a tie. All right. Well, if there's no other games on the board, well, I guess we have to talk about the Steelers game because we are in close proximity to the Pittsburgh metropolitan area. So it's looking like, what is it, -4.5?
-4.5, even money.
Cincinnati, -4.5. Steelers are going to Cincinnati. Harley, how do you feel about that?
Is anybody from our Pittsburgh defense back?
Even if they are back, they're not going to be 100%.
Yeah,
it's a short week because they played on Sunday night. It's a division rival.
I live by the pact of I never bet against my team, so I'd probably stay away from this one because I don't think the Steelers are going to win. So that's kind of where I'm at.
You don't think the Steelers are going to win?
No, Joey B to Jamar Chase is rinse, wash, repeat.
He electric this year.
Jamar Chase, and he is a very good receiver.
Yes.
So yeah, if the Steelers don't have the heart of their defense back, I think it's Bengals all day.
And the Bengals defense has actually played much better than people thought. Much better than people thought it was going to be at the beginning of the year. Drew, you got any action on this?
It started out Cincinnati -3.5 and moved to 4.5. I don't think many of those. I mean, the injuries make a difference, but I mean, without any of those people, Watt, Hayden, and I think Minka might be back. The without any of those guys, Joe Burrow's going to just absolutely pick apart. It's going to be a college defense.
You think they win by more than 4.5? Think they cover?
Yeah, I think Bengals -4.5 is a good play here.
Well, let me put it to you this way: if the Steelers lose this week, they're done. Like, it's over. But it's going to be a much tougher hill to climb. They've already lost. They've lost twice to the Bengals. They lose to the Browns this year, or haven't they played them yet?
No, we played the Browns. We, I think,
beginning of the year.
Beginning of the year.
Yeah.
So, if the Steelers start out 0-3 in their division,
we won 15-10 October 31st.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. But again, I just think you're 5-4-1 right now. Is that where you're at?
That is correct.
So you're 5-4-1. You go to 5-5-1. You're not technically out of it, but it's a much bigger hill to climb.
The schedule only gets tougher too. I mean, they had their easy games to begin. They have they've got Bengals, Ravens, Vikings, Titans, Chiefs, Browns, Ravens.
You could make an argument they lose out.
Yeah, that's especially if they have injury issues. But I still don't think that. I still think -4.5 is a good play.
I just think that they have to win this game. I'm not taking anything on this game. I probably would lean. I would lean Cincinnati -4.5. I think that's probably where you should be. But nope. That's not for me. That one's not for me. I'm washing my hands of that one. Not for me. Let's talk about some overs here.
Oh yeah, before we continue,
I'm sorry.
I forgot to mention one other thing. Matt Canada is still the offensive coordinator for the Steelers, I think. So that's in Cincinnati's favor.
No, that's in Cincinnati's favor. Not a Canada fan, huh? Oh, Canada!
Whenever you get 3 chances to score from the 3-yard line
with Mason Rudolph as your quarterback,
and no, with Ben Roethlisberger.
Oh, okay.
This past weekend,
okay.
It's you get 3 chances to score and you don't you actually back up. And then you get a pass, then you get a pass interference call. But it's like, I don't know. I just don't know. Like, why don't you just run the ball 3 times? Just tell your offensive line, push harder. Just get 1 yard this play.
That's what she said.
And then she said to she. And then the next play, you just push harder, get 1 more yard, and then do that 1 more time on 3rd down. And guess what? It's a touchdown. Well, I don't understand why that can't be the message and why you got to put the ball in the air.
Their offensive line sucks.
Line up shotgun from the 3.
I understand. Their offensive line is bad, though.
Sorry to cut you off. And if nobody else has any comments, I'm ready to continue.
I would like to have a comment, just open for debate here. How do both of you feel about your new quarterback next year, Jimmy Garoppolo?
You mean Aaron Rodgers?
No, I think Jimmy Garoppolo.
Aaron Rodgers?
I think Aaron Rodgers goes to the Browns.
Here's what happens.
What do you think?
I think it could happen. They want to win now. I think it could happen. So Jimmy G is not a bad consolation prize the way he's playing right now.
The Steelers used their 1st-round pick on Kenny Pickett.
No, he's not a 1st-round pick. Why? What would you not just donate?
I was just making sure we're on the same page. I was just making sure we're on the same page.
Yeah, just donate that 1st-round pick to Toys for Tots. What do you mean?
Oh,
why would you do that?
Kenny comes to Heinz Field for a few years.
Well, I think
does pretty well. Does pretty well. Then goes to Arizona, leads league in touchdowns.
James Conner.
I'm just saying he plays Heinz Field home for a few. Anyways,
I think
my joke is over.
I think that they could draft him, but I don't think it should be in the first 3 rounds. Or
no, I don't.
Rounds.
My joke is over.
How bad is the college draft looking this year? Where Kenny Pickett's like he might go 1st round, right? Like the kid from Liberty is going to go 1st round, maybe 1st overall.
Listen, they're all great athletes. They all try very hard.
Not Tim Boyle.
Disparage their week. Tim Boyle.
Tim Boyle's gonna be
okay. Tim Boyle's a professional athlete.
He is.
I admire that as a career.
And I have more rushing yards than Tim Boyle.
I admire that as a career. I think that's great. And then, but I mean, how many other college quarterbacks are like Tim Boyle's the best?
I know it's crazy.
I just want to understand how it works.
At what point does Colin Kaepernick get a phone call? Harley just about had a stroke right there. So let's talk about some overs. Before Harley dies. Overs. Any over that you like? Any over that you saw? I'm going to start off with one here.
Derek, why don't you lead us off?
Because I'll let you guys look at them real quick. I'm gonna go over in the Vikings San Francisco over 48. The San Francisco 49ers have been playing some great football right now, and there's going to be so many offensive weapons on this field. Dalvin Cook, Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson, George Kittle, Deebo Samuels, Jimmy G, Kirk Cousins has actually been playing his best NFL career. San Francisco's offense is putting up over 30 points in their last 2 games. Feed me the points here. I'll take the over. 48. Over 48. I think that's a really good line. I like that a lot.
Me next?
Yep.
Okay, so this is why they have totals for the game that you can bet for stuff like this.
Sure.
So we mentioned earlier that 12:31 on we were going to maybe live bet some things, 12:31 on Thursday.
Yeah.
Why not just take the over? What's better than Thursday of Thanksgiving. Go to wherever you're going to be having dinner. Some of us, you could be having dinner at 12 o'clock. You could be having dinner at 8 p.m. Anytime you have dinner, just it's a good time. Well, just go wherever you're going to have dinner at so you can smell the smells and be around it. And then just watch 12:30 football, bet the over on this game, and then just over inevitably lose. Yeah, 41.5. I think there's no chance it gets there. But we cannot take the under. So I think we have to go over 41.5 in the Bears-Lions game for no other reason than it's Thanksgiving, it's football.
And
cheer for points.
And you're gonna cheer for points. Have some beers. Harley, any lines stick out to you?
Yeah, I do. I know we already talked about the Packers and Rams, but I do like that over because I think it's going to be a shootout. I think Rodgers is just going to keep heaving it, and he probably will force it and probably throw a pick or two. But I think it's at 47.5 now. Yeah. So I like that over.
Yeah, FanDuel has it at 47.5 as well.
I feel like I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all. I'm gonna go Jaguars over 23 team points. The Falcons are 31st in the league at points per game on defense. They're giving up an average of 29 points per game. The Jaguars is really not an NFL offense, but I think they can find a way to put up more than 23 points. Jags offense has been bad, but I think they can get to 23 points. That's just bonus one there.
I'll give you a team total for Cleveland Browns over 20.5 against the Ravens. I think they have a little bit of a bounce back week. Baker Mayfield was probably suffering a little bit from getting his tootsie stepped on. I don't know if you saw that play.
I did see that.
That I think that's like underplayed as an injury. He got his foot stepped on by a big 250-pound man going full throttle wearing cleats on his cleats that probably don't have a whole lot of protection on the top of them. So it's something that I think like that's a serious like just imagine like being outside and just getting stepped on.
Where's that game at?
That is in Baltimore.
Okay. Weather's usually better in Baltimore, more predictable than Cleveland. There's so much wind in Cleveland.
I mean, does it get worse in Cleveland?
Yeah, does it?
Yeah.
I mean, Buffalo's pretty bad. I would argue Green Bay. Anything for you, Har?
Yeah, skip to the Monday night game, the Washington football team. I like their over because the Seattle defense is very bad. Very bad. I have their over at 23.5. I don't know. I can't find what FanDuel is, but I like them going over in that one.
I'll tell you right now, Taylor Heineke doesn't look bad.
He does not look bad. No, I did watch a little bit of that. I was surprised.
Looks good.
Yeah.
For what he's got to deal with,
23.5 on FanDuel's minus 116.
Yeah. I'd take that. Yeah. That'd be fun to watch. And then just because it's Thanksgiving and there's only one time you can ever bet this, here is my favorite over of the day. Total points scored on Thanksgiving over 137.5. Minus 110. So it's 23 points per team.
Okay, so cancel my Bears Lions over because I like this. I like this way better. So you can just bet. You can bet the over for the total
for all 6 teams.
Okay, yeah. So
thank you, FanDuel.
Yeah, don't give me the Bears Lions over because I don't like that at all. But this way, I can somewhat cheer for the Bears Lions game while knowing that'll probably end somewhere around like 23.
Yeah, well, you're gonna need a lot of points if that one ends at 23.
Well, that's why I know, but that's what you have the whole rest of the day for hope, right?
Yep.
And then the Lions will get it, or the Cowboys will get us a little bit farther, and then ultimately the Bills will bring us across the line, redeeming themselves for the Cowboys and the Bills. This is their redemption Thursday with that over 137.5.
Over 137.5.
That's a fun bet.
That's all bets are fun.
Just cheer for the over all day.
Just cheer for points.
Any team you see score, just cheer for it.
Anybody that scores, you're happy.
No, and anytime they score, just cheer for points.
A more fun bet is to take a shot every time a point gets scored.
Nope.
No. It was a great Thanksgiving. 7 people died. So then I always, Harley, we also always do just a little parlay here. My parlay is going to, unless anybody had any more overs.
No, I'm done with the overs. Okay. Thank you, Derek. That's a great way to end it on the total for all Thursday.
I think. Parlay here is a 6-point teaser. Bills, Colts, Titans. Tease them 6 points each way, so you get the Colts at plus 8.5. You get the Bills down to like half a point. No, you get them at plus a half, and then the Titans is down to basically they're up to 12, right? Because they're getting 6. So it's 6-point teaser between the Bills, Colts, and Titans plus 140. That's my parlay.
Cool. Thanks for that, Derek.
Anything for you.
Harley, would you like to go next?
No, you take it away, buddy.
All right, I appreciate that.
Harley's doing math. I saw his fingers go up. He's screwed.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Socks came off. I just got all spreads. We talked about a few of these. So we got Patriots -6 at home versus the Titans.
Okay.
Rams +1, turning to 1.5, and then Chargers -2.5. Bundled all those in a parlay. Right now it's +551.
Wow.
All those odds are -114 or worse. So it's something I think that parlay as it's going to go on, I would take whatever changes come, whatever half point changes come, and then that parlay probably gets up to 600, 650.
Just let it ride.
Yeah, whatever changes come, just go with them.
All right. Har, how you feeling?
Well, I like the idea of having a fun Thanksgiving and just parlaying all the Thanksgiving games.
Let's go.
I know I said I wouldn't touch Detroit and Chicago, but just because they're +140, let's parlay the money lines of Detroit, Dallas, and New Orleans. That way you just root for the home teams. It's +826, at least the way I have it.
If they don't win, it's a shame.
For it's 1, 2, 3 beers are down. So you're just going.
I would love to root against Buffalo. I think I agree with you. Buffalo hasn't played a good team.
They haven't beat a good team.
Yeah. So I think that could be fun.
All right.
I mean, you're gonna donate your money, but have fun with it.
Florida Man Bet Sports. Now that would be considered a hot take too. +826. That would be considered a Thanksgiving hot take.
No, the hot take is parlaying both of ours together.
You and him?
Yeah, it's only. I mean, right now it's only plus 6136.
6136.
And that's kind of hot.
Imagine if that hits.
And we didn't pick any of the same games, so you got to wait. You got to wait Thursday to Sunday though. So.
Wow, sweat it out for.
That's a rough wait.
You think like, hey, I might have some money for Black Friday
after Harley hits all 3. Yeah.
Wow, could you imagine if he hit all 3?
The pressure.
I would cash out. And then so our bet the Hass pick is our most confident bet of the week. So again, real quick, our parlays were mine was a 6-point teaser: Bills, Colts, Titans +140. Drew's was Pats -6, Rams +1, LA Chargers -2.5.
Yeah, the Rams are +1, trending 1.5.
Okay, +551. And then Harley was just give me all the home guys on Thanksgiving at
Lions,
Detroit.
Dallas, New Orleans.
What's that?
Lions, Dallas, New Orleans.
Dallas, Lions, New Orleans +826. So if you like any of those parlays, that would be where you'd be for that. Our bet the Hass pick, our famed bet the Hass pick.
Yep.
We're about to get back on here. We're about to get back on the good side.
Did you hit yours last week?
No, because they didn't score enough points. It's been bad.
So the thing is, I don't even follow your bet. Like I want to hear your bet the house pick and then just forget about it. Just don't even think
actually
about
just bet the opposite.
Just don't even pretend it didn't even happen. And then so I just hope that you come back and say, oh, I finally hit this week. And then every week we have this discussion. Did it hit? No,
hasn't hit. It's had less hits than Sir Mix-a-Lot. It's been bad. It's been bad. But this week, it's going to get back on track.
Okay.
All right.
Like maybe this is the part that we should be like the Cowboys coming out of the tunnel about. We should just say, this sucks. Don't bet it.
This sucks. Don't bet it. I'm going to be real honest with you. I feel really good about this one, so it's probably not going to happen. The Chargers -2.5. It has to happen. Denver is probably one of the hardest teams in the NFL to predict. They started out 3-0, then they lost 4 straight. Then they beat the Cowboys. They beat the Cowboys, if anybody remembers that. The Chargers looked like they got it a little bit back together last week. Offensively, the Chargers are the better team. Eckler looks like he's getting his groove. And Herbert had almost 500 yards of total offense last week. He rushed for 90 and he threw for almost 400. And I'm on the Chargers this week. I think the Chargers found something. I think they figured it out. It's at 2.5. It started at 1. It's probably going to be 3 soon. Get it now. Get the hook. Chargers -2.5. Let's go. Chargers. Justin Herbert. I swear to God. I swear to God. Just give me one day of your life. Just give me one day of your life this Sunday and give me -2.5. You cover this. I come back in here next week excited, happy, and ready to move forward. If I don't have this, Justin, you have so much to prove. Tua Tagovailoa was picked before you. He still is active.
How do you sign off on that email? What's your sign off? Best regards, Derek Knopfsteiner.
No. I just put my
warmest sympathies.
Yeah. To whom it may concern. All right.
That felt very personal. I just want to let that.
Well, it is personal because I suck at these.
Mine I already alluded to before. No other reason than the Giants fucking stink. The Philadelphia Eagles -3.5.
Yeah. You don't need any other reasons than that. Giants might.
You even thought Saquon would have helped him out.
He's gone this year. Yeah. They can't pick him up for a fifth year. They can't. Just cut ties. Harley?
As I also alluded to, I am on Tampa Bay -3 at Indianapolis.
No, you were on the Colts earlier.
No, we just talked about the game.
Oh.
No, it was just a game. I'm on Tampa.
I was very keen to listen to that because I thought whenever I picked Colts +3, I was.
You picked Colts +3.
Yeah, when I picked Colts +3, Colts +3. I had a very good inkling that was not the way that he was going to select his bet the house. So
no.
In a way, it was my way of helping his bet the house.
If Tom's listening, I like to bet the house on Tom.
Tom.
As we said, if their defensive lineman can stop Jonathan Taylor, then it's lights out because Indianapolis isn't going to pass the ball.
Who are you betting the house on?
Tampa Bay -3.
Tom
Brady.
Tom Brady. Harry's going to hit this bet. Pow! Straight down Pansanat. And he's going to go buy himself a new. All right. Well, Harley, we only have one more thing to do before we sign off here, and that is a hot take. A hot take can be anything that so basically the way a hot take works is you don't expect it to happen. It's usually big odds. Your hot take, I mean, your parlay is a pretty hot take.
That's a pretty hot take.
What's that?
That's a pretty hot take.
That's a pretty hot take. My hot take is gonna be Raiders money line and Titans money line.
Wow.
Raiders beat the Cowboys because they're due and the Cowboys are very injured. All right. Tennessee just wins games that they're not supposed to win. Tennessee loses games to the Jets and then beats the just snot out of the Bills. And Kansas City, they win games they're not supposed to win. So they're not supposed to beat the Patriots this week. They're not supposed to beat Bill Belichick. But Mike Vrabel kind of has Belichick's number. Beat him twice last year. He kind of has Belichick's number. So I think twice last year. He's beat him like twice as a coach. So give me the Raiders money line, Titans money line plus 1102 on FanDuel, the sports book.
All right. So this is just taking the opposite of Harley, just betting on Thanksgiving Day.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you have to experience it. So it's like it's Lions money line, Raiders money line, Saints money line. So Lions is with Harley to call the home teams, right, Har? And then the parlay, that 3-leg parlay comes out to plus 26.29.
Lions, Saints, Raiders.
Lions, Raiders, Saints in that order. And so the only game we'd have different than that is the Cowboys, and I'd take the Raiders in that case. But I think that just having a little bit of sprinkle a little bit on Thanksgiving, just a little fun little hot take.
$10 wins you 200.
That's all.
It's worth it. Harp, you have a hot take?
Yeah, let's despite the Thanksgiving one, let's throw a parlay in of Tennessee, Minnesota, Cleveland plus 50.98.
Hold on.
I do like that Cleveland one.
Plus 50.98.
That's what I have it at.
Yeah, let me see.
Because who's Minnesota play?
Is Lamar Jackson healthy? Does anybody know this?
Plus 1862. Titans are plus 225. Vikings plus 134. Browns plus 158. Plus 1862 on FanDuel.
18. So I think you had something on your bet slip there.
You know what else I threw in there?
That's still plenty hot.
Hold on. What was it?
I had the Giants money line in there too. Let's throw that in there.
Four of them. There it is. This is the hottest it takes. There's no way. That's plus 47.26. Yeah.
The Giants are going to screw because honestly, I think Tennessee can win that game. Minnesota plays who?
Minnesota's at the 49ers.
Minnesota could win that game. It'd be close because it could get into a shootout. Minnesota could win that game.
Minnesota's very much still a question mark, and the 49ers are as well.
Lamar Jackson will probably play because he was just sick last week, not COVID related, just sick. Yeah. But it's a divisional game, so that could happen. But the Giants are going to screw you. You're going to hit 3 out of 4 of those.
What if the only thing in the Giants' way was Jason Garrett? Now he's gone. Now they're
That's
off.
that's a valid argument.
That's the only thing. Not when your quarterback steps back just 3-step drop and just throws it right into the defender's chest. Not that. You're right. Well, hey, we did it. We had a Thanksgiving week. We had our first guest. How you feel, Har?
Shane.
I feel great, man. This is fun.
You do all right? You feel all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
I feel like you did a good job. How do you feel, Drew? How do you think?
I feel great, Derek. Thanks for asking. Everything feels like it's back on track. You know that I didn't like the Skype session last. We had to do it. We have lives, and that sometimes happens. But I'm glad to be back in the studio.
As am I. Good luck this weekend, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. First and foremost, happy Thanksgiving. Second most, we appreciate you guys listening to this. If you guys like the show, you can like us on Facebook, YouTube, anywhere you get your podcasts from. And we want to say thank you. Happy Thanksgiving. Good luck on Black Friday. Good luck on your bets on Thursday. Good luck on Sunday.
Keep the Rays in Tampa.
And let's cheer for some Thanksgiving points over 137.5. Let's go. Anybody else have something to say?
No, I'm good. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Thanks for having me on.
Har.
What's that?
Thanks for having me in here. It's been fun.
Yes, sir. Florida Man Bet Sports, Harley Cox, everybody. We appreciate you, man. Thanks for doing it, and we'll talk to you soon. Good night.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Take the Over podcast. Reminder, gambling problem, call 1-800. What? You're looking at me. Gambling problem, call 1-800.
Hold on. Do it again. You got to do it.
Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You said like grandma problem, call 1-800-GRANDMA.
Gambling. I was smiling so big because Harley was on the line. I couldn't help.
I'm going to end the broadcast.